Yes, double.
Yo,
What's happening?
I'm all right, man. Look at you living life in the sunshine.
I thought, you know what? Let me get this vitamin D, bro, while it's here.
Is that your garden?
Yes, mate. It's my garden.
It's massive.
Yeah.
You could fit half of the people from the town that I live in your garden and still be keeping social distancing, bro. That garden's massive.
Does it look big? Yeah, it's a little big for that. It don't feel that big when I'm in it.
No, imagine being stuck in it for like 7 weeks straight. You've probably done a few laps, huh?
Yeah, for sure, mate. We've covered every inch of ground, you know.
I thought I had a big garden, bro, but you look like you're living life out there.
Okay. You know, I set up the tripod. I thought, right, let me put the phone on it, and then you'll get a half decent view here.
Working in angles. What's going on though, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you, bruv. How you doing?
Just living life. I'm enjoying, you know what, I've done quite a few of these now. I'm just enjoying catching up with people on the FaceTime and seeing what they're doing, how they're living, and like the different people's different perspectives on how to approach the isolation and stuff. It's quite interesting. Some people are literally like kicking back, having time off and doing nothing and just enjoying it. Other people are like, nah,
yeah,
work mode.
Yeah, I've kind of been on the same sort of flex. I've been keeping busy. Obviously, I've rolled out the album. The album come out the 24th of April. So it was like, maybe second week into lockdown. I was kind of just adjusting to everything like everyone else, just like, right, what am I going to do kind of thing. And then, because I knew I already had the album, I was like, right, let me get my game on. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting on this album. The album's called Locked In, Locked On.
Was that,
so
was that deliberate?
It was always going to be called that. It was always going to be called Locked In, Locked On. Even on the Friday of March, the last month in Friday, I released a single. Yeah, when we went into lockdown, that day I released a song called Keep It Locked.
So like, this is all your fault, basically. This is something you've done, and you've engineered this whole thing just to fit the aesthetics of your album. Cheers, pal.
Bro, but this is why I had to put the disclaimer out on Instagram. I was like, I promise I didn't know nothing about this. You know what I mean? Like, that single was in a system from 6 weeks prior, and it's just luck of the draw, mate. Really, it's like you couldn't really make it up.
The album's doing all right, yeah. I saw. Is it on Juno? You got to the #1 in the charts.
Yeah, so it was #1 on the Garage chart in Juno downloads. I've been added to the top of Spotify new UK Garage playlist with the single Keep It Locked. Actually, that's what's really kept me busy through the isolation. If I'm being honest, it's given me something to focus on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really a person that can sit around and do nothing anyway. So that's kind of like my worst nightmare, just to be sitting there, nothing, watching Netflix. That's not really me. Do you know what I mean? I like to be active. Yeah,
you're just like me, man. Like, even on holiday and stuff, like, see, I can't go on a beach holiday and sit and lie down and just soak up the sun. I've got to be doing something. And like, I've approached this in exactly the same way. It's like, I'm not working, but I'm making sure that every day I'm working. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I think a lot of people will definitely know you more for the garage contribution that you've made. Because obviously, even back in the day, like, it's proper left me now. What's the name of the crew you were in? Clash Heartless crew.
Knights of the Round Table.
Knights of the Round Table, that's it. And obviously, like, a lot of the stuff you've done has been garage orientated, but
yeah,
a lot of people don't know about your contribution to the hip hop side of things as well.
That's right, yeah.
The background stuff and a lot of the recording and producing you've done for people like Klashnekoff. Did you produced a cut for his newest album, right?
Yes, I think I had 2 tracks on it. I had the intro to the album, and I'm trying to think what other track I had on there. Again, because it was like, I worked so closely with him over a long period of time.
Yeah.
We may have even done sort of records that didn't end up making that specific album. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it's just come to me. Freedom, that was the other track we done. That was the track that he wrote about his mum, and obviously that was the kind of the running theme for the whole album.
Yeah.
Iona, it was dedicated to his mum that passed away. So yeah, Clash has just been like a brother to me, really. Do you know what I mean? It's just someone that I bonded with quite early on, like when I sort of met him. And we were just in tune, really. We've just been on the same page. And then I ended up DJing for him. Like when Scully was his DJ, Scully sort dropped out from the DJing, and then I sort of stepped in and done all the DJing for Terra Firma. I sort of toured with him for like 2 years, maybe
That's
more.
sick. I actually didn't know that about you. I didn't know you did the whole tour and stuff. That's sick.
Which again, it's like a lot of my things, they always just seem to happen by chance, like right place, right time. I remember when originally Scully sort of dropped out of doing the DJing for him, and he had a show in Prague, Hip Hop Kemp Festival,
right?
And he was like, "Oh, would you step in?" And I can't remember what it was at the time, but there was an issue with the planes. I don't know if it was like there was a bit of terrorism, something was going on. And I remember saying to him, it's like, bruv, I wouldn't get on a plane for love or money now. Do you know what I mean? And half an hour later, he was like, bruv, do you want to do the gig? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? The next week he was going to Prague and like done Hip Hop Kemp Festival in front of 10,000 people.
Hard.
So yeah, it's but yeah, there's a long-standing relationship there with Clash. And yeah, just consider him like a brother, really. And obviously, there's not a lot of people that you meet through this music industry that you remain tight with people. Do you know what I mean?
I've been mostly, brother. I've just been listening to. I've been listening to some new music, but mostly I've been just digging through the throwbacks, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just digging through the old school stuff because I was having this conversation yesterday. Actually, this is a time where I'm actually like, everything feels quite peaceful. I'm not trying to dig through new stuff to find the latest club bangers. I'm just enjoying making mixes and just going back and visiting songs that I feel maybe like didn't properly blow up the way they should have done. And funniest one, actually, I didn't find it. My other half brought it up. She goes, "Oh, do you remember this tune?" And it's so funny that it's come up.
Go on.
Because Skank.
Summer Skank.
Because Skank. That's it. The Summer Skank. That's the one. And I was like, oh, as far as actually, I was supposed to be talking to Smash real soon, actually. But yeah,
that's mad.
What a great time. That was an amazing summer. What summer was that? 2009. That was the first year I met you, I think. Yeah, that was when we first met. That's right.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2009. Yeah, I mean, that was it's a funny story, actually. The way that whole tune unfolded was just like comedy, really. But yeah, it's funny how a lot of people still remember that.
Yeah,
I think even like a comment popped up on my YouTube the other day and someone was like, "Oh, do you remember this tune? Like who's listening to this in isolation?" And I was like, that's hilarious. Like,
yeah, you know what it was? It was because so many people, like in those small resorts during the summer, you know what the after parties are like, and it's such a small community of workers and stuff. Everyone just bonds in it. And that was because you shot the video and included all the workers, because it was Kenny. Kenny was the guy that introduced us both.
Kenny was the glue to that whole thing.
Yeah, he definitely was. And he kind of brought everybody on board to come and do the video and stuff. And I feel because of that, everyone felt like they were part of the song.
Yeah,
everyone was part of the song because they were really, and there was a dance to go with it as well, wasn't there?
Yes, so Kenny kind of took the lead on that. He took the lead on coming up with a little dance.
There you go, throw him straight under the bus.
yeah. No, but I fully endorsed it though, because like originally when he come to me with the about coming up with this tune, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Greece for the summer, and I need something to get people on side." So I just come out with that beat and, you know, come up with them lyrics in like 30 minutes flat, literally like made it up on the spot, a little bit of fun, didn't think nothing of it. And then like 3 weeks later, he's calling me. He's like, "Bruv, this tune is like blowing up the whole of Cos."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't believe it until I landed there and I saw what was going on.
Bruv,
that's when I was like, wow.
With the workers, man, it was tearing up every club set. And I remember as well, I got a dub plate of it. So I started playing the dub out as well in the club set.
The dubs, yeah.
It was going mad. So fun. Yeah. But you know what? That proper shows off your versatility as a producer, man, for real. Because obviously I couldn't even put that song in a genre. It was just like an upbeat. It was just a party record. You know what I mean? Like a fun.
It's true, yeah. It weren't hip hop. It weren't garage. Like it weren't grime. Yeah, you're right. You know,
it's just a fun song with no genre. But then, like I say, you've made like a great contribution to hip hop. But then you've just made a banging garage album as well. Like, it's crazy. Do you find it like?
Yeah.
Is it easy for you to go from one style to the next?
Yeah, it kind of is actually, you know, like not in like an arrogant way, but I think I've just been honing in on my skills for so long now that it's like once I just sort of put my mind to it, it's just go. Do you know what I mean? It's just go. And like, even with Clash, like when doing sort of work with Clash on his first album, Back to the Sagas, originally I was the engineer for that album. So it's like he was coming to me to record, but when he was coming to the sessions, he didn't have any beats.
Right, okay.
So he'd be like, I need you to build some beats for me, do you know what I mean? And then before we knew it, I think it was in like 9 days, we had like 10 tracks for the album.
I always loved Focus Mode as well. Focus, the one he did with Scully.
Sick mixtape.
Like,
sick mixtape.
Yeah, for real. Bro, that's what
Sick. I mean, I remember when we actually went to Prague to do that hip hop camp festival, we had to drive from the airport to the festival. It was like a 6-hour drive, and the driver just had that on repeat.
Oh, really?
Repeat, you know what I mean? The Clash is just blazing it down the whole way. Like, as soon as we got there, he was like, yeah, have you got the stash? As long as you got the stash, bro, we're good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just like 6 hours, he was just blazing it down, just that mixtape on repeat. So it's like, when I think of that mixtape, that's where it takes me back to.
What's the first thing you're doing once the isolation's over, man?
Good question, you know. I haven't really thought about that. I think the first thing's got to go just to link up with family. Do you know what I mean? Spend some time with family. I'm excited to get back to the studio, providing I can keep it running, because it's like, that's a thing that's going on in the back of my head at the moment. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, well, financially, how do you sustain? Like, how long is this going to drag on for? But just some general normality, you know, bro. Just like, just the normal stuff. Do you know what I mean? If someone had told us like a year ago this was going to happen, we would have been like, never. This is never going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be some positive stuff that comes out of this situation. Well, I hope so. Fingers crossed, you know.
Yeah, I think so. But I think some people, it's going to change their outlook on certain things. I think some things were taken for granted, where now we can't have them. It's like, yeah, okay. I'm going to appreciate my barber a lot more. I'm not going to lie.
I was going to say, your beard looks like it's, you know, you're doing well there, bro.
I've been watching Viking programs, and it's just literally like, oh man. So the final thing, I guess, where can people hear the album if they're interested, mate? And I'm recommending it. They definitely need to have a listen.
Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, the album's available on all digital streaming stores, Spotify, Apple Music. For the DJs, it's on Juno Download, it's on Beatport. You can buy it direct off my Bandcamp. That's the best place if you really want to support a brother. It's Bandcamp. Yeah. So it's like all the usual digital places. I've just actually put up yesterday, I'm doing like a dub plate hotline. I'm opening up the dub plate hotline if DJs want to purchase dubs with their names, like, you know, embedded in the tracks. I'm offering that little service as well at the minute, which I've been quite taken back by the amount of people that are willing to part with their cash to buy specials. Do you know what I mean? Especially under the circumstances we're in.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess that's maybe another thing that's showing me, it's like, well, I'm doing something right, because people are willing to part with their hard-earned cash, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, all the usual places, man.
Good shit. Well, Smash, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, Double. Big up, brother. Thank you, mate.
Enjoy the rest of the sunshine, dude, in that mansion house garden.
I wish, bro. It don't look as good as it appears, I promise.
Nah, big up, bro.
Ricky, bro. Digital spuds.
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Safe, man. Speak to you soon.
Take it easy, bro.